Ayahuasca curandera, chamay kunay kayari. Ayahuasca curandera, tayo'y puntay kayari. Curay, cura, cuerpecito, tay, nanay, 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 nay, curay, cura, mentecita, tay, nanay, 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 nay, 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 tay, nanay, 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 tay, nanay, 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 tay, nanay, 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 tay, nanay, nanay, nanay.
Deep in the Amazon jungles in the nation of Colombia is the region of Alto Putumayo, home of the Ingano tribe. Daniel is a medicine man who heals with psychic powers and medicinal plants. One such plant is Yage.
Yage es bejuco. Y eso pues machaca la cascarita, saca la carnaza nomás, ¿no? Todo el bejuco no, sino la carnacita. El yage apenas hace emborrachar nomás. La hoja es la que amuestra toda clase de ingredientes y todo. La pinta, sí, esa es de la pinta, la hoja.
Daniel is one of the few Inganos who have preserved the tradition of plant healing. He is the last link in an unbroken chain, the last shaman of the Inganos. In his role as shaman, he is doctor, psychiatrist, magician, and leader, treasurer of the knowledge of the past. He feels a responsibility to transmit this knowledge to his sons before it is lost forever. Ayahuasca and Yage are Indian words for Banisteria coffee. The literal meaning of ayahuasca is vine of the soul. This powerful hallucinogen has been credited with the ability to transport human beings to realms of consciousness where telepathy and clairvoyance are commonplace. The ayahuasca ritual is about to begin. The beverage is ready. He chews the chanduro root. His whole body is a pulsating hum of energy. He chants, calling on the spirit of Yage that will manifest itself through the ritual and heal his wife. What we have witnessed here is the survival of a tradition almost as old as man himself. It has survived in the unyielding spirit of a people deeply aware of the laws of nature and the place of man within her realm.
Account of an experience with Yage, a hallucinogen fine. July 10th, 53, Lima. Dear Ellen, last night I took the last of the Yage mixture I brought back from Pucallpa. No use transporting it to the U.S. It doesn't keep more than a few days. This morning, still high. This is what occurred to me. Yage is space-time travel. The room seems to shake and vibrate with motion. The blood and substance of many races, Negro, Polynesian, Mountain Mongol, Desert Nomad, Polyglot Near East, Indian, new races as yet unconceived and unborn, combinations as yet not realized passes through your body. Migrations, incredible journeys through deserts and jungles and mountains, stasis and death in closed mountain valleys where plants sprout out of the rock and vast crustaceans hatch inside and break the shell of the body. Across the Pacific to an in-and-out rigger canoe to Eastern Ireland. A composite city where all human potentials are spread out in a vast, silent market. Minarets, palms, mountain, jungle. A sluggish river jumping with vicious fish. Vast weed-grown parks where boys lie in the grass or play cryptic games. Not a locked door in the city. Anyone comes into your room anytime. The chief of police is a Chinese who picks his teeth and listens to denunciations presented by a lunatic. Every now and then the Chinese takes the toothpick out of his mouth and looks at the end of it. Hipsters with smooth, copper-colored faces lounge in doorways, twisting shrunk heads on gold chains, their faces blank with an insect's unseeing calm. Behind them, through open doors, tables and booths and bars and rooms and kitchens and baths, copulating couples on rows of brass beds, crisscross of 1,000 hammocks, junkies tying up, opium smokers, hashish smokers, people eating, talking, bathing, shitting back into a haze of smoke and steam. Gaming tables where the games are played for incredible stakes. From time to time a player leaps up with a despairing, inhuman cry, having lost his youth to an old man, or become lata to his opponent. But there are higher stakes than youth or lata. Games where only 2 players in the world know what the stakes are. All houses in the city are joined. Houses of sod with high mountain Mongols blinking in smoky doorways. Houses of bamboo and teak wood. Houses of adobe, stone, and red brick. South Pacific and Maori houses. Houses in trees and houses on river boats. Wood house 100 feet long, sheltering entire tribes. Houses of old boxes and corrugated iron, where old men sit in rotting rags, talking to themselves and cooking down canned heat. Great rusty iron racks rising 200 feet in the air from swamps and rubbish, with perilous partitions built on multi-level platforms and hammocks swinging over the void. Expeditions leave for unknown places with unknown purpose. Strangers arrive on rafts of old packing crates tied together with rotten rope. They stagger in out of the jungle, their eyes swollen shut by insect bites. They come down on the mountain trail on cracked, bleeding feet through dusty, windy outskirts of the city, where people shit in rows along adobe walls as vultures fight over fish heads. They drop down into parks in patched parachutes. They are escorted by a drunken cop to register in a vast public laboratory. The data taken down is put on pegs and used as toilet paper. The cooking smells of all countries hang over the city, a haze of opium, hashish, and the resinous red smoke of cooking smell of the jungle, and the resinous red smoke of cooking, smell of the jungle and salt and the rotting river and dried excrement and sweat and genitals. High mountain flutes and jazz and bebop and one-string Mongol instruments and gypsy xylophones and Arabian bagpipes. The city is visited by epidemics of violence, and untended dead are eaten by vultures in the street. Funerals and cemeteries are not permitted. Albinos blink in the sun. Boys sit on trees languidly masturbating. People eaten by unknown diseases spit at passers-by and bite them and throw pus and scabs and assorted vectors. Insects suspected of carrying a disease, hoping to infect somebody. Whenever you get blackout drunk, you wake up with one of these diseased, faceless citizens in your bed who spent all night exhausting his ingenuity trying to infect you. But no one knows how the diseases are transmitted, or indeed if they are contagious. These diseased beggars live in a maze of burrows under the city and pop out anywhere, often pushing up to the floor of a crowded cafe. Followers of obsolete, unthinkable trades doodling in Etruscan. Addicts of drugs not yet synthesized, pushers of souped-up harmine, junk reduced to pure habit offering precarious vegetable serenity, liquids to induce lata, cut antibiotics, Tithonian longevity serum. You know Tithonus? Tithonus was granted longevity or immortality by the gods, but not eternal youth. So he was reduced to a mound of dust in a bottle with a consciousness still talking, saying, "I want to die." Tithonian longevity serums. Lata, as he mentions here several times, is a disease where you just, schizophrenic, where you do anything that anybody does. Like if somebody does like that, you do like that. Somebody moves their hand and moves their, then you do this. So that's the gaming tables where quick games are played for unknown stakes. From time to time, someone leaps up with a despairing, inhuman cry, having lost his youth to an old man, or become lata to his opponent. Tithonian longevity serum. Black marketeers of World War III. Pitchmen selling remedies for radiation sickness. investigators of infractions denounced by bland, paranoid chess players, servers of fragmentary warrants charging unspeakable mutilations of the spirit, taken down in Hebrew shorthand, bureaucrats of spectral departments, officials of unconstituted police states, a lesbian dwarf who has perfected Operation Bangotot, the lung erection that strangles a sleeping enemy, sellers of orgone tanks and relaxing machines, brokers of exquisite dreams and memories tested on the sensitized cells of junk sickness and bartered for the raw materials of the will, doctors skilled in the treatment of diseases dormant in the black dust of ruined cities, gathering virulence in the white blood of eyeless worms feeling slowly to the surface and toward the human hosts, maladies of the ocean floor and stratosphere, maladies of the laboratory and atomic war, exorcisers of telepathic sensitivity, osteopaths of the spirit, a place where the unknown past and the emergent future meet in a vibrating, soundless hum, larval entities waiting for a live one. Live one is the mark. That's an amazing piece of prose, I think. Always was. Creeley read this and... No, it said, at the beginning it says, last night I took the last of the Yahe mixture. This morning still high. This is what occurred to me. But Yahe only lasts 8 hours. So he was maybe coming off, or after flash or something like that. But you have almost all of Naked Lunch and all of his subsequent writing in this one brilliant section called Interzone. It's called Interzone. And there's an Interzone section in Naked Lunch, and I think this passage is repeated in Naked Lunch. But it comes from 1953. It's amazing. The phrasing in it is really brilliant. Their faces blank with an insects on seeing.
Kurai kura cuerpecito y trae na nay na nay na nay nay, kurai kura mentecita y trae na nay na nay na nay, trae na nay na nay na nay 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 nay. Tawai donga kunanera shamai kunai kayari. Tawai donga curandera, tallo y punta y callari. Cura y cura cuerpecita, trae nanay 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 nay, cura y cura mentecita, trae nanay 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 nay, 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 trae nanay 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 nay. Tanangito curandero, shamay kunay kayari. Tanangito curandero, sanay kunay kayari. Kuray kura cuerpecito y trae nanay 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 nay, kuray kura mentecita, trae nanay 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 nay, 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 trae nanay 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 nay.